YouTube time. I had some thoughts and I wanted to sit down since it's a calm day. There's very little noise today in the background outside of a tow truck that went by with a semi on it, and that just about shook the ground. I'm going to move you in closer because I don't have an external microphone. I got one of these antique cameras. I'd love a camera that I can use a external mic. So I'm going to start from the beginning about this AI stuff, okay, where they're going with it, okay. If you remember the first time you ever heard the words 911 and an algorithm, okay, linked together was the internet. And anytime you mentioned 911, you didn't know what you were talking about. Didn't matter if you're special forces, maybe people that know what they're talking about and how this hocus pocus happens. Where they're going with AI, the direction, okay? 911 was a catalyst to separate the government. They need this barrier between the people, okay? Do you understand? Here's us, and here's this wall. See, they're doing that now when you criticize what's going on with Israel. Doesn't matter if you're a Jew or half Jew, okay? Doesn't matter who you are. Don't say nothing bad about the Jews or Israel, okay? That's the way the algorithms work. YouTube might flag me again. I'll take the flag. But I wanted to heed the warning where they're going with AI, okay? You see, they're creating this world that's not real. And they're trying to ease you into it with these customer services. You get the AI nuisance that you don't want to talk to anyway. They're trying to force that down your throat, putting that spy network in your vehicle. You see, what's really going to happen with the future, you're going to hear, like in North Korea, you can't hear the real news. You get what the government says, and it's not even going to be a real newscaster. It's going to be a guy that looks real. He's going to look like he's there. That's what they're up to with this AI. You're not going to be in the real world no more. Who was it that said that? It was the guy, a character in, I believe it was George Orwell, the movie. I could be wrong. And then there was actually a part like that. I think it was in Lost in Space. It wasn't Star Trek. It was an old 60s show. You know, they're going to show you something and you're not in that world or the real world. That is something created. I just remember that evil voice trying to be honest with whoever they were talking to. So this is what AI, remember the mark of the beast, the number? That's your cell phone. As I said, they had upcoming politicians that were killed and murdered out in the middle of nowhere. How did those people get found? And then some of those stories were they went hiking, but they left their phone in their vehicle. Who the hell does that? I just got chased by a bear this morning. And I didn't have my phone with me. It was in the house. But I'm just telling you, it's for situations. You're out in the woods. You can expect a wildcat, maybe a bear, or a two-legged predator that speaks. Where they're going with this is to separate us, that we don't have access to our government. Just like these shootings and stuff that are happening. They want to take the guns and they want to create the necessity for that barrier. I don't know who the Muppet was that did that out at the In-N-Out Burger. Got to be something that all these guys, all of a sudden, they're dead. You never really get to hear the story about why those people were shooting at Trump. I don't get it. All I know is all I can say is talk about AI. Talk about things. All you hear about is how bad the American people are hurting on the internet and X. And Trump and his Muppets are on there. They're monitoring what people are saying. You don't see any relief in sight for the American people. It's a really disgusting part of the world that we're living in right now. We have a government that's totally taking over, and they want to shove this world that they want to assert on us that's not even real. That's something that's, you have to be a deeper thinker to realize what they're up to. But they're up to shutting the people out. They can close and lock their doors. It's already like that in most government agencies. Hell, our township code enforcement guys locked behind doors. Since when the fuck do you got to lock a code enforcement guy behind the closed doors? Are times really that bad? I mean, you really have to be a deeper thinker that the government, they're just trying to take over us. They're not trying to help us. We're not going to have any kind of future, any type of governmental help. We're just going to be their cash cow. You know, it was like that in Nazi Germany. People that had a pickup truck or a vehicle, the government had use for it. They came and confiscated it. And I've been told that more than once because I had ancestors that came from Nazi Germany. I have an half Amish side that associates with German people, people that speak German. Heard a lot of World War II stories. My dad had a friend that, well, actually it was my grandfather's friend that fought in World War II. And even my grandfather said it. It was a place where the government, you were shut out of the government. You had no access to your government. You had no say. And then they come knock on your door and they put a rifle in your hand and tell you to go kill people. This is where they're going with AI. And unfortunately, it won't be too long, too many years around the corner, and I'll probably live to see, you say something on the internet and you get censored, you're going to have a goon squad at your door. And then you're no longer going to have a voice because you're no longer going to exist on the net, not in the form the net is today. And that's what AI is forming up to be, the judge and the jury. It's not just surveillance. They're setting up this digital prison, AI prison, and we're all going to be living in it. And the unfortunate part, not a word from Trump or Musk about separating us from that. We have freedom for now because they want our votes. But as soon as that AI takes over, you're not going to have to worry about voting no more because it ain't going to matter. They don't want paper ballots no more. They want digital everything. Okay, even the Democrats. Both sides want this, not just one or the other. Both sides are working together. We're in a box. We're getting boxed in. You got to reject the AI, and especially in the motor vehicles. We don't need it. We never needed it. I told you, I got vehicles over there with a carburetor and a distributor in them. They don't need no freaking computer. Thanks for watching my videos, folks. Take that to heart about AI, what they're up to, and about living in that digital prison, AI prison.